Today's the day. It's just raining nonstop, and there's no end in sight. So we're really close on the tobacco that's almost completely cured. There are a few leaves that haven't quite completely turned, but the rest of them look excellent. I'd say 90% of them are ready to take down. So I'm making the call. I'm gonna take them down today. It is so damp, everything is so wet. So tá filmando?
Tá.
Tá. Aí, você tem uma faca? Não, eu vou deixar essa faca aqui contigo. É só cortar aqui e... não sei se é mais fácil deixar pendurado assim, mas a gente tem que colocar mãos de 25, mas você faz 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 e tenta alinhar, né? Essa parte de cima assim, tá vendo? 5, 6, 7, 8. Eu tento colocar essa parte assim para dentro, se puder.
Tá.
Eu não lembro o número. 8, 9, 10, 11. Tem 50 em cada, então cada um vai dar 2 mãos, ok? Não lembro o número. Você lembra o número?
11.
11, 12, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Ok? Super simples, Maurício. Super simples. Assim. Tenta ser muito gentil delicado com as mãos, porque pode rasgar a folha, né? Aí você faz assim, aperta e super grudento. Então. E aí pega um elástico assim, essa parte de cima. Ficar apertadinho. Ok? So in the last video I was explaining how to do it to Mauricio, which is why I was explaining it in Portuguese, but essentially we're just taking them down today. There's 50 on the line, so 25 and 25. Essentially one line is going to give us 2 of these. Wrap them up like this. As you can see, they look really good. There's only a few that are still yellow, but the fermentation is gonna get that on the other side. As we heat it up, they'll finish that process. I'm gonna take them down today because I'm afraid I'm gonna start getting mold. He's bunching up one hand right there. Tons of rain still, so like I said, I would have to fire up some smoke in here. I have a little furnace there, but I don't wanna do that since we're so close to being done anyway. So just gonna nip this in the bud before it starts. There's a little bit of mold right there. Even in this case, because it's towards the top, I might take my finger, brush it away, and when I apply the heat, it's gonna totally disappear. It's gonna kill that shit off. Like, even just take it away with your finger right there. Bye-bye, it's all gone. And just don't want it spreading to the rest of the leaf. The rest of the leaf is beautiful. These leaves are thinner than the ones I had last year, so unfortunately I don't think these are going to be good for making cigars. It's a different variety, but they are good for pipe tobacco and making cigarettes, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to do a hybrid of a plant between the thick leaf and these thin leaves and see if I can't get something that's good for making the cigars. But anyway, as you can see, we're like 90% there. A few of them haven't completely turned, but like, you know, the rest of this line is ready. So I'm gonna take them down so that I don't have a bigger mold problem. Again, a little bit of mold starting to form right around these lines, right? So take it away with the finger, and then when we apply heat and fermentation, that'll get killed off like hardcore. So this is nipping the problem in the bud before it becomes a problem. We'll watch Mauricio finish this off for us. 25 to a hand. Try to put the stems in. That's a big leaf, huh? Folha grande, eh? Folha bonita. Você não fuma, né?
Não.
Tem pessoas na família que fumam?
Não.
Ninguém fuma?
Ninguém fuma.
Nem amigo, nada? Então isso é totalmente inútil para você.
É.
Enfim. Watch Mauricio do this. Você conhece pessoas na região que cultivam ou não?
Aqui não.
Não, ninguém mais, né? Antigamente.
Antigamente eu não sabia, mas agora.
Não, tem, né? Pode apertar bem nessa parte aí. Não tem problema não. Fechou, Maurício. Obrigado, hein? Ta-da-da! Looks good, man. Obrigado. All right, the day has finally arrived. Fermentation. Been excited to show you guys how this is done. It's really easy. Following with the logic that you need to give the leaves what they want, what we want to give them is heat and moisture. But they don't want direct heat. They don't want too much moisture. And they want to be packed together. So anyway, let's get to it. You know, this is an electric range stop, okay? And it's in my office. I'm gonna put it on 4 of a total of 6. 4 just to get it heated to start. And then once it's heated, I'm gonna turn it down to 2. I've put a grate on top of those burners because I don't want direct heat. I use a metal recipient. It's a big metal vat of some sort. That goes on top, like so. So this is gonna heat up from the bottom. It's very thin metal. See if you can see the thickness of the metal. It's thin metal. Nothing to it. It's thin metal. It's even thinner on the bottom. Anyway, this is the fermenting bin. We're gonna have heat on 4 and no direct heat. About a hand's width off those burners. Here's the tobacco that we're going to be fermenting today, and you're going to be surprised at how these leaves fit into a small space. I'm just going to give the leaves what they want. They want heat, they want moisture. Here we have a towel. I'm going to do everything with one hand today. Okay, I'm just going to go take my towel to my sink basin over here. Throw it in there. Turn on the water. I'm gonna soak this thing completely. Completely submerged in water. It's just a standard bath towel. Do a little pre-wringing out. And I might have to set up my camera in a different way. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to go get a tripod. I'm gonna try to do all this with one hand. Let me just put my wet towel right there for a second while I get a tripod. Let me show you how this is done. We're just wringing out the towel. That's it. Watch. Completely wet towel. Same one you just saw. Kind of fold it up like that. We do this right here. We have a metal door handle. It kind of fits right nicely into this door handle and secures it. Like that. There it is. Not too much moisture. We don't want water soaking into our leaves. We just want enough moisture to be damp, but sufficiently damp. And now it just feels like you were at the pool all day and you got a really wet towel. So it's completely wrung out now, but it's still very damp. That's what we want. Let's get to fermenting. Let's show you how you do it. So here's our tobacco. We took it down. This is not fermented. This is only cured. So this was cured up in my curing barn for 1 month. Actually 3 weeks and a couple days. The coloration looks great. I think I made the right call. They look amazing. So now that I have wet my towel, I'm gonna put it on the table. First, I just want to take an inventory of what I have. Okay, so I got 14. I'm gonna just put them back in the grate here that I had because I just was literally counting them. Keep some of these bigger ones off to the side here. I'm gonna show you how we get these in the towel to start the fermenting. Tobacco is very, very sticky. The leaves want to stick together. I don't know if you can hear that. It's sticky. So the reason I say that is because you can compact it. You want to be gentle with these leaves. They don't want to be handled roughly. They want to be handled gently. I'm going to put them like this. In and in, like that. I'm going to put these guys on top. Like that. And now I'm going to just build a pile in like this. Kind of making like a football, American football looking thing. Starting to get my pile going. You see this? Looking great. All right, so we've made our pile. Don't handle them too much. Don't be rough with them. Be gentle. Treat them the way they want to be treated. Now, as you already get the towel around them, you can start to push a little harder. Push, push, push and roll. Push and roll. Like that. Now it's starting to get tight and compact. I'm going to fold in these sides. Like that. And each day that these ferment, they're gonna kind of reduce down in size just a little bit. So this pile gets smaller and smaller. Just put that final roll, just like that. And there we have it. A little rolled up pile of tobacco. Now if you can see the table, look, it's dry, essentially. That towel is not very wet. You saw that I completely soaked it in water and then I wrung it out. I wouldn't say like I went crazy wringing it out, but I wrung it out, rang it out, wrung it out real well. And it's very damp, but it's not making my table wet damp. Look what 400 leaves reduced down to. About the size of my forearm from elbow to tip, and about 2 of them put together. Now imagine those big, huge cigar factories. Imagine the quantity those guys are going through. Let's show you what you do with this next. Now that I've preheated my my basin here. It's hot. It's hot for sure. I'm going to take my little football roll of tobacco. We'll lay it down on the bottom. There it is. Fits right in there. And every hour on the hour, I'm going to come flip it. Maybe not every hour on the hour, but every couple hours, I'm going to flip it. Like I said, I had it on 4. It's a big bundle. Bigger than I normally do. It's 400 leaves. I'm going to take it down 1 notch to 3. Let it slowly get that heat up in there. That's what the leaves want. They want moisture, they want heat, they want to be handled delicately. They want to be compacted together, share those juices. That's what they want. It's been about 1 hour. Let's go ahead. Flip over. I can smell already a little bit of fermentation going. So we're just gonna rotate it. That's pretty hot there. Yeah, so we've definitely gotten at this point heat that's permeated at 3. I'm gonna bring this down to 2. And that's basically how it's gonna go. As you build up heat slowly, that's what you wanna do. You wanna build up heat very slowly, and as you do, flip it, right? Turn that heat down a notch until eventually you just, the next time I'm probably gonna turn it down to 1. Or I may keep it at 2 at this regular level, depending. I'll turn it down to 1, see how it feels. And then, if it needs to be a little hotter, I'll put it up on 2. But from this point going forward, I will not go past 2. Now, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4 is all meaningless because every range is different. But the point is, whatever system you're using to heat, the point is start a little higher so that you build up heat and then take it down low and let it just, once that heat has built up into the center of that pile, that heat's gonna stay there and you can turn it down. It's like simmering on a stove. It's not necessarily a good analogy, but you get the idea. All right, so it's now 9:30, and it's been a couple hours since I flipped this thing, which is fine because you don't need to flip it every hour as long as you're flipping it every couple hours. A little bit of moisture that collected there. That's a good sign. So there it is. It's just been sitting in there. That's, warm. It's warm. I can keep it there for like, a couple seconds. So it's not too hot. It's not scalding. It's not, super hot. But I'm turning it off for the day. There it is. So this is what I do. Every day for about 3 weeks. It's the same process. The process I showed you to bundle this up and get this thing ready. And at the end of the day, to unbundle it, look at that. You see that heat moisture coming out there? It's almost like a little bit of a steam. Oh, the smell is starting to smell good. And look at what we got already. Look at that. This is just after a couple hours of 1 day. This is not so hot in there. The internal temperature definitely warm, but nothing too crazy. Now, we want to be gentle with these guys. We got to be real gentle with them. Let me show you what we're going to do now. I'm going to delicately place these onto my table here. There they are. I'm not done with it. I'm going to take my towel out to rest there. I'm going to let that rest so it'll dry out overnight. I don't know how dry it's going to get because it's still drip, drip, and rain. So I don't know how dry that's gonna get, but I hang this out to dry every single night. And I restart the exact same process tomorrow. I'll show that as well tomorrow. Okay, so now we've got just a little bit of moisture. You can see that it evaporates real quickly. So this is the type of moisture you want. You know, that just steamy type of thing where you blow on it, and it'll start to dry out. It's just a little bit. That's how you know you got your heat and your moisture right. It's just perfect. Okay, I would probably suggest, I'm gonna put up my tripod to show you this next part, okay? Which is airing it out and letting it rest for the night. All right, so here we are, it's the end of the day. I'm about to call it a day, go in. Last step, very gently. Air it out. I usually take a couple of them. 2 of them, right? Literally a couple. This process, once this is done, I kind of just plop it down like that for the day, for the night, right there, okay? So, bada boom. We're trying to mimic on a small scale, as closely as possible, the techniques that are employed in cigar production. My philosophy is if you shoot high, if you aim high and fail, the failure will still be high. So if we aim for probably the most sophisticated processing of tobacco, which is for cigar production, where you have to be really delicate and perfect at every step. If you shoot for that and you end up failing, what you're going to end up with is a really good quality cigarette tobacco or pipe tobacco or whatever you want to use it for. And if you succeed, which, you know, as I've done this, I've gotten pretty darn close, then you have your own homegrown cigar quality tobacco here. So anyway, let me go ahead and shake the rest of these guys out. Here's the final result. This will rest here overnight. I'll get into my office here at around 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we'll start the fermentation process all over again. Have a good night, everybody. Good morning to everybody. It's been been like 12 hours. Another day has come. Still raining out there. So the tobacco was resting overnight after I shook it out. And so we're gonna go ahead and start up for the subsequent day. Just to give you an idea, every day, same process. And so we're gonna do this on a lower heat because it's gonna go all day. Fits a little bit better in there today because they're more compact. There it is for the day. And then I'll just keep rotating this guy every hour on the hour, or every 2 hours, every 3 hours, doesn't really matter. As long as you rotate it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put this down on 2 already. Let this be a real nice slow day today. That's it. There it is. Little lid is on. All done.